And the homestand continue. The Cleveland Indians are in town, and the Twins hope to pick up some ground on the Indians, who've been leading the division almost all year long. On June 2nd, the Twins were 16 and a half games behind Cleveland. And a month and a half later, the Twins are just 5 games behind the Indians and the Tigers. It looks like it's going to be a great pennant race in the American League Central. And we hope it is cool where you are. We hope you can stay cool through this split doubleheader. Dick Bramer along with Hall of Famer Bert Blylev and the Minnesota Twins sending Anthony Swarzak to the mound, hoping that Swarzak can do what he has done for the Twins in a couple of spot starts.
Well, it was going to be Scott Baker, but Baker put on a 15-day disable, so it'll be Scott Diamond making his start in Game 2 of his Major League debut. But in Game 1, it will be Anthony Swarzak as a starter so far, making his 5th start. The last, all 4 starts, pretty consistent. 2-1 in those 4 starts with an ERA at 2.84. He's asked to go deep into the ball game, first game of a doubleheader.
Well, they say that when it's hot and humid, the ball travels a little bit farther. They've also said for about 20 years that when Jim Thome hits the ball, it travels a long way, and we saw it again yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think the weather has a lot to do with that man's swing right there. The Bull already this year they've hit some mammoth shots. That going last year, the second longest home run at 480 feet because of this one yesterday. 490 feet in the upper deck. A big 3-run home run, and the Twins won by 1 run.
A critical stretch of games for the Twins. 4-game series against everybody else in the division. So far, the Twins took 3 out of 4 in Chicago. They took 3 out of 4 here against Kansas City. And that streak against divisional opponents continues. North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
We've got another hot one today, the first of 2 we will play today. The Minnesota Twins in the first place Cleveland Indians here on Fox Sports North. We're happy to bring both games to you right here on the flagship station. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. Twins just beat the Kansas City Royals 3 games out of 4 over the weekend to take the series, and this is a trend the Twins have kept up since 2008. Look how well they played against the American League Central Division, and in the past 17 games, if you wonder how they cut all those games off their deficit in the American League Central. 14-3 their last 17 against divisional opponents, and they look to keep that up today against David Huff. And the Cleveland Indians are going to play 4 against Cleveland, then 4 against Detroit, a critical stretch. And the Twins, as they find themselves all of a sudden back in the American League Central pennant race. It's Anthony Swarzak to the mound today. He's pitched really well when he's been asked to start. Can he do it again? Find out next. Dick and Bert have first pitch on Fox Sports North.
Minnesota Twins taking the field to start another 4-game series. As we mentioned a little while ago, the Twins took 3 out of 4 against the White Sox, 3 out of 4 against the Royals, and now the rest of this homestand, they'll play a 4-game series against the 2 teams sharing the division lead right now.
A very important 8-game series, or the next 2 series for the Twins. 4 against Cleveland here, and then those nasty Tigers coming in.
The Menards batting order for the Cleveland Indians. Michael Brantley's been swinging a hot bat. He leads off as Drupal Cabrera batting second. Travis Hafner, Carlos Santana, Matt Laporta, Travis Buck, Luis Valbuena, Monty Chisenhall, and then Ezekiel Carrera.
Well, that lineup right there will be facing Anthony Swarzak, making his 5th start, his 12th appearance overall. He's pitched well as a starter. We talked about it in the open. 4 starts, 2-1 record. Combined 2.84 earned run average in those 4 starts. And he has not faced the Indians since 2009 when he did make 2 starts. Not very good starts. So looking to redeem himself right here this afternoon against the Cleveland Indian organization.
Unique Northland Ford defense for the series opener. Nothing curious about the outfield other than Michael Kanayer's back out there, because Joe Mauer is going to make his Target Field debut at first base. And Drew Butera doing the catching. Mauer figures to play both games of the doubleheader today at first base and then tonight as the catcher. And the players wearing green caps and playing today, both because of a rainout on April 22nd. That was the Earth Day promotion for the Twins. And the Twins had some green caps ready to play on April 22nd, but the game got rained out. It was rescheduled to today. The Twins put the green caps on the shelf until today. And we are underway. A fastball at the belt to strike to Michael Brantley. Hitless in the game yesterday in Baltimore, but he's been swinging a hot bat in July. As he averaged up to 273. Just off the plate, 1-1. Brantley, Cabrera, and Hafner.
6 times these two teams have met, the Indians and the Twins, and right now season series Twins lead 4-1.
Fly ball right field, fairly deep. Kadire back in the shade, making the catch on the warning track, 1 down. Today's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the United States Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world today or tonight, whichever the case may be, in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan, and we welcome you.
Yes, we do, and God bless all of you. Thank you.
1 gone. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. There have been some great team stories in baseball so far this year. I guess Pittsburgh in the National League and Cleveland in the American League, and within each team some great individual stories. And this guy is maybe having a breakout season for the Indians, to the point where if they hang on and win the division, you might be looking at the American League MVP in Asdrubal Cabrera.
Yeah, made the All-Star team for the first time in his 5th season with the Indians. Young man that hit only 3 home runs last year in 97 ball games. Had some injuries. Pops this ball up.
And Kadire coming in, calling off Casilla for out number 2. So Kadire had to go back on one, in on another for the first 2 outs.
You know, we've seen it, Dick. We saw it with the Kansas City Royals. The Royals hoping that a guy like Billy Butler can create more power as he gets older. Well, Cabrera's done that. 3 home runs last year. Came to that plate appearance with 16 home runs, leading the Indians with home runs.
And a big reason the Indians have been in first place all year long, a bounce back year for Travis Hafner. If Cabrera has a shot of winning the MVP award, Hafner has a chance to win the Comeback Player of the Year award, simply because he's healthy.
He spent about a month on a disabled list with a sprained right oblique muscle pull, but activated on June 17th.
Another one hit to right center field. This time Revere over to make the catch. 8 pitches for Anthony Swarzak in a 1-2-3 first inning. A tie to a ball game. I've been a big believer in that.
Why did you not today?
Because it's 110 degrees outside.
Take the tie off, young man.
Here's the Menards batting order. Ben Revere leading off. Alexi Casilla, Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, Jim Thome, Delman Young, Danny Valencia, Drew Butera, Tsuyoshi Nishioka.
And a scouting report on left-handed starter David Huff making his first start for the Indians this year. It's his third season with the Indians. The first two have not been very successful for the young left-hander. And poor career numbers against the Twins. This is his 8th career start against the Twins. He's 2-5 with an ERA at 6.57. He's the first left-hander to start this season in the rotation for the Indians. And you know, we hadn't said that in a while over the years with Sabathia and Lee and Aaron Laffey and Sowers.
First pitch, a strike to Ben Revere. The Twins have some left-handed hitters who have some experience, very good experience against Huff. And now shortstop Cabrera coming in, just getting some sunglasses. Or no, a glove, I guess.
Yeah, Huff in AAA made 17 starts. He was pitching well, 8 wins, 3 losses, an ERA under 4, 28 walks and 101 innings pitched. So he's been around the plate with 63 strikeouts.
1 strike to Ben Revere. A little number back to the mound. And Huff underhands it, 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Cleveland Indians. Michael Brantley in left. Grady Sizemore is likely going to be put on the disabled list. Carrera in center. Travis Buck in right. Chisenhall, Cabrera, Valbuena, Laporta around the infield, and Carlos Santana doing the catching. Grady Sizemore, their outstanding center fielder, has been beset by injuries. You see the weather conditions here. Feels like 102. And Sizemore left the ballgame in Baltimore yesterday with some ongoing knee issues. Here's Alexi Casillo taking ball 1. That's to center, hanging in the air for Carrera. And out number 2.
Well, we showed you the weather at 90 degrees right now, and you can imagine it's even warmer down on that playing field. Not a lot of breeze as those flags out in right field and left field aren't blowing much. So very hot day, and both starters doing a good job so far. Attack the strike zone, get your guys off the field as quick as possible. Swarzak needed only 8 pitches, and so far Huff 2 outs on 4 pitches.
Here's first baseman Joe Mauer. Talked to Joe this morning about catching in yesterday's game, and he said it was about as hot as he's ever been playing baseball. And of course, it's a grueling position anyway. He said he went in between innings once to change T-shirts and uniform tops, and then he came right back out and it got just as saturated as the first one was. So he didn't bother doing that again.
Well, you have to admire a guy like Ivan Rodriguez and Jim Sundberg, who caught all those games down in Arlington, Texas.
Down and away, and it's 2-1.
Had an opportunity to pitch there for a year and a half when I got traded from the Twins down to Texas, and you talk about hot. Boy, as long as there's a breeze, that's the thing in Texas, there was always a breeze, and it kind of cooled you down a little bit. So far, no breeze looks like on the field. And
part of that is because of the structure of the stadium. It's built because it couldn't be built horizontally. It's built vertically, and it's an enclosed ballpark.
Well, yeah, but still, you get some type of jet stream down on the field if those flags are blowing out in left field, but they're limp.
Yep. 3-1 to Mauer. Kadair on deck. Slap foul, 3-2. Not much in the way of shade here for today's game. Now tonight it'll be a different story. Most of the field will be covered in shadows. So we'll call this a sun-baked target field. 3-2. Foul back. There's a number 28 along the sideline. What's that for?
Yeah, Mike Fetters just popped in. Wanted to say hello with the Arizona Diamondbacks. We saw him down in Arizona doing a little scouting for the Diamondbacks.
3-2. Up the middle, and Mauer starts this doubleheader with a single.
Gray had great numbers against Huff. overall. Now 8 for 17 is Joe Mauer against David Huff. So taking that ball right back up the middle. First hit of the ball game goes to the Twins and Joe Mauer.
Mauer with that good eye, working the count full, flipping one foul, and then getting one right over the middle of the plate to get the game's first hit. And now here's Kadire. And a strike call. Kadire with a look back.
Yeah, Kadire just 2 for 12 off of David Huff. One of the 2 hits, a home run. Huff's last major league start came against the Twins last year, August, in Cleveland. Lost to the Twins 5-4. Huff, 26 years old, in his 3rd season with the Indians. Their #1 pick back in 2006.
Up and away, 2-1. So Mauer's 2-out single has a chance here to, at the very least, make Huff shoot a few more bullets in the first inning than he wanted to. This will be his 15th pitch. And Kadire in a favorable count, 2-1. 3-1 with Tomey on deck.
Well, Huff not an overpowering pitcher. He has to hit his spots, but in his major league career, this is his 39th career start. 13 wins, 19 losses, an ERA at 5.84. 75 walks and 208 innings pitched. That's not good.
Right down the middle to fill the count, so Mauer can take off early from first base.
And it's not always the walk stick. Yeah, 75 walks and 208 innings. It's falling behind like this. Now you have to come in with maybe a hitter's pitch that may not create a walk, but maybe a home run.
Instead, he sends a 92-mile-per-hour fastball off the plate, and it's a strikeout to end the inning. Baseball is brought to you by Pentair. Very hot and steamy day. We hope that you can stay cool, that you paid your electric bill, your air conditioner works, and all of that. If you want to throw in a cold beverage and watch Twins baseball this afternoon, that's fine with us too. Anthony Swarzak had a quick 1-2-3 first inning, and now he'll face the middle of the Cleveland lineup: Carlos Santana, Matt Laporta, and Travis Buck. Inside, ball 1. Santana hitting for some power. Average isn't what he or the Indians would like or expect. There's a fastball and a strike.
Yeah, most of the power coming from this side of the plate. 14 of his 15 home runs as a left-handed hitter, but he's hitting only .207 as a left-handed hitter.
And Swarzak, as he did in Chicago, hitting the corners of the plate. He came out of the bullpen, filled in for Scott Baker against the White Sox, and gave the Twins a really strong outing.
Well, he's a guy that's got pretty good control. 11 walks in 40 innings coming into this ball game. Tries to go with that fastball in, and just missing.
Where was that?
I think what we've seen from the pitching staff really over the last couple months and month and a half, they've done a great job of working both sides of the plate. That's a strike.
And instead, Santana gets another pitch, and he gets a base hit to right field. So a leadoff single here in the second inning for Carlos Santana.
Gary Darling, the crew chief behind the plate. Those are the pitches you cannot miss if you're a pitcher out there. You need those calls.
Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. Fox Track said it was a little in off the plate.
I don't care what Fox Track says.
On a hot day like today, a pitcher needs those pitches, doesn't it?
Open that baby up a little bit.
Here's Matt Laporta. I think it's fair to say that Swarzak is, like Scott Baker, a fly ball pitcher. He has yet to get one ground ball double play turned behind him this year. First 3 outs in the first inning were fly ball outs.
Swarzak just 25 years old in his second season with the Twins. First season in 2009 in the minor leagues, all of last year. 2 of his 12 starts back in 2009 against the Indians.
Check swing. They'll appeal. No, it's 2-0. Swarzak threw just 8 pitches in the first. About to throw his 8th pitch of the second inning.
Swarzak wanting a new set of signs from Drew Butera. The runner at first. More than one sign is put down.
Check swing and a called strike. 2-1. The only day game in the major leagues today, and of course it's a makeup game from a time when the weather was extreme on the other end. We had some bad weather. Game rained out, and they make it up here in the 100-degree heat in mid-July. Swing and a miss, and the bat tossed it all the way down by the tarp.
Well, another Tony Oliva type of bat swing right there. Let that bat go. On a hot day, of course, even though you can use that pine tar.
That was thrown a long way.
Yes, it was. Good distance.
A little while the fan had actually reached over to grab the bat and then yielded it.
Steve Smith, the third base coach, retrieving the bat. He says, I'll get you something. I'm sure something will get to that fan. Maybe between innings or next top of the inning.
Fan probably says, hey, give me a cold beverage. We'll call it even. 2-2 with a runner at first and nobody out. Curve off the plate. It's a full count.
Now, Swarzak has 4 pitches: the fastball, the curveball, the slider, and the changeup. He's got some sink on his fastball from time to time. He'll throw the 4-seam fastball pretty straight, and then the 2-seamer hopefully will get a ground ball.
Travis Buck, the on-deck hitter. Santana has 3 steals and 5 tries. He stays put, and the bat goes into the crowd this time.
Ouch.
And so Laporta throws his bat twice, ends up striking out, 1 away.
Oh, pretty good pitch right there by Swarzak, going to the breaking ball. And Laporta way out front. You can see the bat toss going this time going behind him. Roy Smalley, you saw him put that sticky stuff on there, the pine tar, and then he still throws the bat.
Yeah, you're going to see that during the course of the day-to-day. The pine tar doesn't work when it's heat index 102. But, Bert, you made a really good point about Anthony Swarzak and the rest of the Twins staff going in and out really, really well. Anthony Swarzak has also really improved by going back and forth. And you know what that means. It's take some on and put some on, take a little bit off. He's thrown breaking balls on first ball counts, first ball pitches, and they're right there at 3-2 breaking ball. They got Laporta's bat in the stands, and that's what he has to do to be effective.
So it's almost like pitching backwards.
Yeah, I like pitching backwards, actually. There's a lot of hitters that just can't bring themselves to look for that backwards type of approach, which means, something other than a fastball early and fastball counts and fastballs to finish guys off with 2 strikes.
Yeah, the Twins have a pitcher in the minor leagues, Jeff Manship, that almost does the same thing. Fastball situation, he has enough confidence in that breaking ball, and I believe, Roy, as a hitter, you just can't sit on that fastball.
No, you can't. You really want to, though, especially like 3-2. You work so hard to get what you think is the fastball count, and your mind just takes over and says, okay, this has got to come up be a fastball.
Called third strike. Buck is gone on 4 pitches, 2 down. Santana still at first, and Swarzak reaching back, picking up a couple of strikeouts here in the second.
I remember against Carlos Santana, that didn't seem to be called, and there it is called. So, Barry Darling, thank you for listening.
Here's Luis Valbuena. When you get down to the bottom of this Cleveland lineup, and injuries have had a lot to do with it, and you don't have to wonder why the Indians have cooled off a little bit and struggled to score some runs. Valbuena takes down and in a ball.
Yeah, Valbuena's been up a couple times with the Indians this year, starting the season in AAA. Orlando Cabrera getting game 1 off. Valbuena just getting called up on July 8th.
Popped up left field, hitting the general direction of Delman Young. Indians get a leadoff single, leave a man aboard, no score after an inning and a half.
Robbie and Smikowski. Twins got some good news with regard to injuries with the Sanford Health Injury Report today. Denard Span last night went 0 for 3 with a strikeout, but the important thing is that he played 5 innings in center field and reported feeling well after the ballgame. Jason Kubel played a full 9 as a DH. Today he's going to play a full 9, and he's going to see some time in right field with the Rochester Red Wings down in AAA. Kubel, sooner rather than later, should return to the lineup, Dick and Bert. Denard Span has to pass the Major League Baseball concussion test before he can be cleared to return to MLB action. So some good news for the Minnesota Twins on the injury front. Hopefully they get back soon.
We hope so too, Robbie. Thank you very much. Jim Thome takes a big swipe at the first pitch from David Huff.
You know, Dick, staying with what Robbie was talking about, Span and Kubel, Twins, a lot of Twin fans ask, are the Twins going to make any moves? They're back in that race right now, only 5 games out. There's a couple moves right there. Getting Span back, getting Kubel back, and hopefully healthy Justin Morneau.
2 strikes to Thome, leading off the Twins second. Outside. Thome was asked if he could play, and he said, I want to play today because he's got great numbers against David Huff, 4 for 6 with 2 home runs. So the plan is for Thome to DH today and then not be in the starting lineup tonight against the sinker balling right-hander Fausto Carmona. 2-2. Just off the plate, and Huff needed that pitch. This is the situation that the pitcher yesterday, Paulino, fell into. Felipe Paulino. He had Thome ahead on the count, worked the count full, and then he had to come in with a strike, and Thome smashed it.
Came with a high hanging slider, and Thome hit it 490 feet.
The 2-2 pitch just missed the strike zone, as it did here in this plate appearance, and then this. Coors Light cold hard blast. And even Delman Young, who's hit a lot of long home runs himself, couldn't believe that one.
If you're going to give him up as a former pitcher, give him up like that. People will talk about that for a long time here at Target Field.
So Thome's aboard, Young at the plate. Delman's jumped back into the lineup on the active roster in impressive fashion. A drive to left, hit it off the end of the bat a little bit, and Brantley is there to make the catch. One away.
Good hard swing, just a little bit out front, created that fly ball out rather than maybe a 2-run home run.
And that'll bring up Danny Valencia. Valencia hitting just .228, but .319 against left-handed pitching. And the Twins are hoping to get him going again a little bit. He's had kind of a quiet last few games. Just off the inside corner, ball one, and that will help. Valencia, it seems like, with every plate appearance, has found himself behind 0-1, 0-2.
When you struggle, that seems to always be that way. Very good numbers against lefties.
Through the hole to left, so Valencia gets a base hit, and Thome goes to second.
Yeah, good swing right there by Danny. Looked like an off-speed pitch, a changeup from Huff. And Danny kept his hands back, Roy Smalley. I don't know if he's down there, but he did a good job of catching up to that ball and finding that hole between third and short.
Yeah, Bert, you hit it right on the head there, keeping your hands back on the off-speed stuff, and he did a good, real nice job. You watch as he gets some separation from his foot, and his hands go back and stay there, and then he's able to punch that ball through the left side. Good hit.
Well, you got to be hot down in that camera well.
Oh, I'd say it's about 170.
170?
Give or take.
All right. Here's Drew Butera.
We got some good reflection off the whatever the surface
limestone
is.
there?
No, it's the aluminum floor, you know.
This one lifted foul, chased by Laporta, and just out of his reach and just off the field of play.
Hey, Roy, one more thing. Tim Laudner, I believe, had to leave in the third inning yesterday, so you got a little goal here. Make it at least till the fourth.
Hey, I'm here for the duration.
Oh, all right.
Fine. That's
I like
no problem. Yeah, I'm not promising what I look like in the post-game show.
I'm sure you brought a change of clothes.
Oops, didn't get that memo.
One strike to Butera. Inside 1-1.
I just want to let you know, Roy, that the air conditioning is on here up in the booth.
Anything for the pitchers.
So we do have some air conditioning up here. It's about 10 feet up in the air, and we get a little bit of a nice cold draft down here.
Yeah, it feels good. Roy, hope you're watching.
I like it hot.
Butera takes up and away, 2-1. Well, the Twins were able to put a runner aboard in the first inning on Mauer's 2-out single. But now a walk, a single, and well, you hope that you can make the pitcher stay out there and throw maybe a 25th to a 30th pitch in hot weather like this, in the hopes that he'll make a mistake like Paulino finally did in the ball game yesterday.
Well, Huff has been falling behind an account a little bit early into a lot of these hitters here in the first and second inning. So 30 pitches, 15 for strikes, 15 for balls. 4 3-ball counts so far for David Huff.
And a called strike, 3-2.
Not a lot of speed on the bases, but Jim Thome at second base, Danny Valencia at first. Huff has one strikeout, that being Michael Kadire to end the first.
Full count to Butera. And should be a double play. Cabrera to Valbuena to Laporta, and that ends the threat. On to the third, no score. Is brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. And of course, the Smokey the Bear statue in International Falls, serving as a gateway to Rainy Lake and Voyageurs National Park. The city also claims to be the icebox of the nation and celebrates Icebox Days annually in mid-January. That said, it probably will only get up to about 88, 89 degrees in International Falls today. Lonnie Chisenhall will lead off the third for Cleveland. Chisenhall, the third base prospect. And the Indians kind of doing the same thing that the Royals did with Mike Moustakas. Jack Hanahan, who'd done a great job defensively for the Indians in the first couple months, finally yielding to the guy that they feel is going to be the third baseman of the future. Casilla recovers and throws wildly into the photog section, nearly nailed Roy Smalley. And Chisenhall will go to second base to start the third inning.
Oh, that's where Joe Mauer, the first baseman, kind of has to get off the bag right there and maybe try to get that ball. It just kind of stayed there. So an error should be charged to Casilla, the ball popping out of his glove and then hurrying his throw. You saw him didn't get a good grip on that ball. And watch Joe Mauer's reaction. I know this is a tough play. And Roy Smalley, I know you're down there, but you can see the double clutch kind of like by Casilla and then throwing the ball up the line.
Yeah, it was the double clutch that really got him. And, you know, that throw was so wild. It's almost impossible for Joe to make a quick enough reaction. But
Carrera sends it up the middle on a slow roller, a base hit. And coming around and scoring is Chisenhall. And now Valencia drops the throw from Revere. And Carrera will go to second base. Looks like they would have had a play on the runner advancing to second, but Valencia didn't handle the throw.
Yeah, Carrera picking up just his third RBI, jumping on that first pitch up the middle. And of course, clubs are going to run on Ben Revere, but Ben Revere has to hit the cutoff man. And Ben charges this ball right here as a third baseman. Danny Valencia is the cutoff man. Anthony Swarzak back up home plate. And the ball short hopping Valencia, and then Carrera alertly gets into second base.
But you know, guys, that's a play right there. When you're the cutoff man, when you're Danny, you have got to charge that ball, that throw, and catch it. Don't give yourself a short hop. You know there's no play at the plate. There is no possible way that there's a play at the plate. It's all right in front of you. You got to go get that ball. And he could almost have run up, caught that ball, and dove and tagged the guy himself.
Foul by a couple of feet, and the Indians swinging early against Anthony Swarzak. 3 pitches. into the inning. I think Chisenhall went after the first pitch. Carrera did. Brantley does. And a lot has happened here. The first run of the game is scored early in this third inning. Brantley hit a fly ball to right. He sent Michael Kadire back to the warning track in right center field for the first out of the ball game.
Got to take away the bunt right here too. Brantley, pretty good bunter. His job, get the runner from second over to third. There's a possible bunt. As a pitcher, responsibility with Danny Valencia having to charge in is to go toward that third baseline. Mauer's responsibility to come in and field the ball around the right side of the pitcher's mound.
One nothing Cleveland. And Swarzak using the slide step and delivering very high, 2-1.
You don't really need that slide step with a runner at second base. Make sure that you're balanced over that pitching rubber and if you use that slide step, you have to make sure your arm is quick enough to catch up to your body. And his arm was dragging a little bit, and that's created that high fastball.
Base hit to left field. Pereira around third. He'll hold. Young getting it back into Valencia. So the inning starts with a two-base error and a pair of hits. And the Indians have runners at first and third, nobody out. Believe it or not, there'll come a time when you want to find more heat. How about the Twins fantasy camp in January? It's in Fort Myers, Florida. Up to a dozen former Twins greats will be on hand to instruct campers and assist in a week of great baseball fun. You can register now for the camp. It goes from January 7th through the 15th. And if you're part of the crew, you get a chance to play a game here at Target Field. And for information, go to twinsbaseball.com or call 888-446-TWIN. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Corner infielders up, of course, with Mauer holding the runner. Middle infielders will try to get a double play. But again, that's not Swarzak's game. He typically gets the batters to hit the ball up in the air.
Yeah, the last couple of batters, he's left that ball up. He's got to really concentrate on getting that ball down to Butera's shin guards.
That's hit a long way to right field. And Kadire watches it sail. A 3-run home run, and the Indians jump out in front 4-0.
A high changeup, again a pitch up, and Cabrera hitting home run number 17 on the year. Didn't miss that one. So the Twins with the leadoff air and then 3 straight hits find themselves down 4-0. Look at the pitch, left up, and Cabrera allowed to extend those arms, get it airborne into the bleachers in right field.
Cabrera came into this season with 18 major league home runs. He's just hit his 17th this year. And now Hafner. Base is empty. And a first pitch strike. Hafner hit a fly ball to center his first time up. One thing the Indians have done very well this year, in fact better than anybody else in the American League, is hit with men in scoring position. It's a .268 team average with men in scoring position, and here in today's game they're 3 for 3. Measure the home run at 379 feet, but it came with 2 men aboard. And Hafner fouls it back 1-2. And Butera goes to the mound.
Butera's going to try to get him down in the strike zone. Try to drop that ball right on top of home plate. Everything right now belt high and up. Rick Anderson, pitching coach, watching.
Ron Gardenhire for now in the dugout. He's spent a good part of the last couple of games back in his office dealing with a viral infection. A lot of coughing, very agitated, irritated throat. 1-2 to Hafner. And that's backing out of play.
A lot of times, Dick, and I found myself what Swarzak doing right now. You find yourself up in the strike zone. You have to tell yourself to stay over that pitching rubber a little bit longer and show a little more back pocket. That allows that arm to catch up to your body. When you start your windup, almost sometimes try to hesitate a little bit. Allow that arm. There's a good pitch, but just missing down. Allows that arm to catch up. Sometimes when you fly open, that left shoulder opens up and your right arm almost drags toward home plate, and you leave every pitch up. So it's the adjustments you have to make during a ball game from inning to inning.
Line foul over the Cleveland dugout.
See, the 92-mile-an-hour fastball, we saw where that ball was, about belt high away. Take a look at Swarzak's delivery. Good compact delivery. Not bad right there. But a lot of it's out front, though, too. Curveballs. Sliders will help you get back out front with that good fastball down.
Bounce to the right side. Mauer blocks it. Just like a pitch in the dirt. Get in front of it. Makes the play, one away. First out of the inning after the 4 runs have scored.
Yeah, the only difference is he doesn't have that chest protector to stop some of that right on your stomach.
You can ask a question or offer up a comment if you'd like at carsoup.com/baseball. TC Johnson from McGregor wondering how often the Twin starters change shirts on days like today.
Oh, almost every inning. Depending on the starter. I mean, you cool down between innings. I changed almost every inning on a day like today. In Texas, I wore no T-shirt underneath. I just wore my jersey, and I changed my jersey about every other inning.
Now, it might be just, my view of things or my impression, but it almost looks like Santana, the catcher, has already perspired through his uniform. It looks darker than the other Cleveland uniform tops.
Roy, as an infielder, how about on a day like today for yourself?
Yeah, I think you changed 2 or 3 times usually. I just didn't want the sleeves sticking to my arm. I didn't mind the heat and the sweat, but I just didn't like the stuff sticking to me. I felt like it hindered me a little bit. So yeah, about 3 times usually.
2-1 to the Cleveland catcher. High fly right field. And Kadire backpedals a couple of steps. Out number 2. And it'll bring up Matt Laporta. See if he can hang on to his bat this time. Twice in his second inning at bat, he threw the bat a very long ways. First time it stayed on the field down by the tarp, then strike 3. Ended up over the Cleveland dugout.
Well, he's got some tape on the lower part of his bat now where he did not in his first at bat. And, of course, a new bat.
There's a drive deep to the right field corner. This is a foul ball. One strike.
Laporta's #1 pick by the Brewers back in 2007. Came over to the Indians in the CC Sabathia trade.
It's a half swing and strike 2.
That trade happening back in 2008 already. It just seemed like it just happened a couple years ago.
Sabathia just pitched half the year for the Brewers, got him into the playoffs, and then signed the big deal with the Yankees. Breaking ball off the plate. 1-2. This will be pitch number 49 for Swarzak as he tries to button up the 3rd inning. Indians have broken it open with a 4 spot so far.
This will be his 24th pitch of the inning.
And fairly deep to right field. Kadire going back on the track to make the catch. Inning starts with an error. 3 hits follow and 4 Cleveland runs. Of our broadcast. You can let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. Twins find themselves down now 4-0, and Tsuyoshi Nishioka will lead things off against David Huff. Mentioned that Huff is the first left-handed pitcher to make a start for the Indians. He's the 9th different starting pitcher that they've used this year. And a strike at the knees. Starting pitching has been a trouble spot for the Indians in the month of July. There's a tapper to third. Picked up by Chisenhall and an errant throw. And Nishioka will go to second, and the Twins' third inning will start with a throwing error. Chisenhall looked like he went about business the right way. He got in front of the ball and then came up and threw a frisbee against the sidewall.
A good little hop right here, has plenty of time, and then kind of an off-balance throw. Roy Smalley, I mean, right there, did he throw off the wrong foot, but the ball just maybe slipped out of his hand?
You know, I think he hurried. He had more time than he thought he had. And I think he could have, there's one time when he could have come up and set himself and made a strong throw. And he was off balance and just, I think Dick's words are right. He just kind of threw a frisbee over there.
Here's Ben Revere. It'll tap her back to the mound. It just seems like every big inning the Twins have had has involved a hit from Ben Revere. Here's another look at the throw from Chisenhall.
Well, they give Casilla a base hit, and then an error.
Nishioka a base hit?
Nishioka, excuse me.
A ground ball, and Chisenhall gets another chance and throws Revere out. And Nishioka still stuck at second base.
Yeah, when you're down 4-0, you need the guys to hit the ball the other way. Ben Revere, not a good at bat right there.
So now Casilla will try to get Nishioka around with a base hit. Twins had a chance to score in the second inning. First and second, one out, and then Huff got a ground ball double play. Casilla's error opened the door for the Indians to score 4 in the top of this inning. He'd like to try to get at least one of them back here in this at bat. In the dirt, blocked by Santana. Ball 1. Huff handed a 4-0 lead here as he works against the Twins in the third inning. On away 2-0. See the numbers across the board really not that impressive. And now 3-0 to Casilla.
It just hasn't panned out yet at the major league level. The Indians' #1 pick back in 2006 played his college ball out of UCLA, California.
And Casilla takes all the way, 3-1. Well, the Twins hoping that this game will be a metaphor for the whole season. Indians got off to a quick start here in the ball game. They got off to a quick start in the season. Twins putting some pressure on here. That's hit well, but foul. 3-2. Twins hoping to come back from an early 4-0 deficit.
That's why those at bats like Ben Revere are so important when you're down by 4 runs. Just, chip away at that lead. See if Casilla can pick them up here.
And, take advantage of the Cleveland mistake. The Indians took advantage of the Twins mistake. Full count to Casilla. Hit a fly ball to center his first time up. Popped up short right field. Travis Buck with the catch, and Nishioka just bluffing. So down by 4 runs. He doesn't try to gain third base. And now it's left to Mauer to take advantage of the Indian mistake. You can follow the Twins with MLB.com at Bat11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get all the scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com. Mauer singled to center his first time. Well, the Twins, in part because Nishioka hasn't been on base as much as he would like, and he's been hurt, really haven't seen Nishioka's speed on the bases be a factor much this year. And Mauer hoping to get another single here, and Nishioka, although he hasn't been much of a base stealer either, he still has the leg speed. You'd like to believe on any hit to the outfield he could score from second.
Right, and that's what Steve Little's looking at right there. Where are the outfielders playing?
A strike, 1-1.
So many things I'm sure go into a third base's coach decision. Where Mauer hits this base hit, how hard it's hit, what kind of jump that Nishioka with 2 outs should get a pretty good jump and should score on any type of base hit.
Fouled back 1-2. Off coming up and in to Mauer. We told you before, Mauer's had pretty good success against David Huff. 8 hits, 17 at bats. Trying to get a big hit here to get the Twins on the board. And Huff wants to talk to Santana. Manny Acta done a wonderful job with the Indians this year. And the question in Cleveland and around baseball is, can they hang on? Will they collapse? Well, getting toward the shank end of the month of July, they have not collapsed yet. They've come back to the pack a little bit. 1-2 to Mauer. 2-2. In a virtual tie with Detroit for first place in the American League Central. Two teams with opposite records. The Indians with 49 wins, the Twins with 49 losses. Just off the plate, a very close call. It's a full count now to Mauer with Cuddyer on deck.
Great eye right there by Mauer.
Ooh.
Yes.
Full count to Mauer. Got him with a high breaking ball. So the Twins take a Cleveland error, but Nishioka is stranded at second base. On Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by AT&T. Indians with a 4 spot in the third. 3 of them earned runs up by my count. Is that what you've got?
Yes.
And Travis Buck will lead things off in the 4th. Luis Valbuena and Lonnie Chisenhall.
Well, Swarzak job right here. Keep it at 4-0. And a quick inning. It's one thing Dunsing did yesterday. Had 58 pitches in the first 3 innings, and then from 4, 5, 6, he threw only 30 pitches. Got some quick outs. Tomey's home run. Twins won 4-3.
Hit the outside corner, missed the inside corner. 1-1.
That's a good pitch. Yeah, it amazes me as the umpire. Gary Darling is right there. To me, that ball had plenty of the plate.
Tapper right side, and Casilla over to Mauer, 1 away. That'll bring up Luis Valbuena. You can click on the Fan Zone tab on the FoxSportsNorth.com homepage. Win unbelievable prizes. You can log on to win a Kent Herbeck autographed baseball or bat, courtesy of Carrier. If you'd like to be a member, it's fast, it's free. It's all at the Fan Zone tab on FoxSportsNorth.com. One gone. Luis Valbuena, the hitter. Valbuena with a fly to left to wrap up the second inning. Now 1-1. Bert said Valbuena playing second base in today's game. Orlando Cabrera will go in the second game.
Yeah, Valbuena kind of a utility type player for the Indians in his 3rd season with the Indians. Again, 2 stints this year. There's Orlando Cabrera enjoying the first game on the bench.
Foul back, out of play, 2-2. Swarzak, 56 pitches thrown. 3rd inning kind of got away from him and the Twins when the Indians scored all 4 runs. Popped up. Short right field. Casilla out. Kadire in. Kadire with the call on the catch, out number 2.
Well, we got Nicky and the gang, all the bus drivers here. Great sign. All the players. I see you did some adding and subtracting from the healthy players to the guys on the DL, and I guess you have me on the disabled list. So,
you're driving the bus.
I'm driving the bus. Okay. Very nice job. And you are all hereby circled. Well, I'm going to circle you right here. You're all hereby circled. See that? Pretty nice, huh? Mickey, thank you very much.
And I guess by extension, I'm roadkill.
We'll call somebody.
2 down. And Chisenhall, the batter. It was Chisenhall who hit a ground ball to the backhand side of Casilla. First he dropped it. Then he had a hard time getting the grip on the ball. Threw wildly. Chisenhall ended up at second base. And then in rapid fashion, the Indians got 3 hits, including a 3-run home run. And boom, it was 4-0.
Chisenhall, just 22 years old. Indians' #1 pick in 2008. Out of North Carolina, Greensville, North Carolina.
And Swarzak twice going up and in. And to Chisenhall, that's a little bit of a different ordeal. He's already been beamed in the big leagues. His right eye is still a little discolored from getting hit by a pitch. And there is ball 2, 2-2. The count is 3-1, not 2-2. And now it's 3-2.
Saw it yesterday, keeping that air conditioner going. A lot of water.
I'll bet that's not something they had when you broke in with the Twins in 1970.
No, we had a little fan, and you had to buy it. Kelvin didn't buy it. We had to buy our own fans.
Now that looks like a pretty high-tech Mister/fan. Fill it full of water, and you can stand in front of it and get instant refreshment. Sliced foul.
Probably one of those that throws off a little mist.
Yeah. Something they could have used in the AstroTurf days in St. Louis and Kansas City when they say it would, the field temperature would be 127.
Yeah, Tim Belcher, the pitching coach, down there cooling off.
3-2 to Chisenhall with 2 gone in the top of the 4th. Got him. Chisenhall thought it was ball 4. Swarzak pitches a clean 4th inning. Trivia question: who are the 4 Cleveland managers during Ron Gardenhire's tenure as manager? Well, Manny Acta is one of them, so we've already got the answer right. free water at the ballpark here. The Twins trying to accommodate their fans who are loyal enough to be here. Here's a first pitch grounder, kind of a weird hop. It looked like to Chisenhall, and he throws across. Kadire gone on one pitch. This is the game that was supposed to be played in April. And of course, the tickets on April 22nd had to be used today. It's not like it used to be where you got a rain check and you could just use them for any game, because the Twins sell out just about every game. The tickets on April 22nd had to be used today, and for those of the ticket holders who couldn't use them today, they'd had to give them away or sell them, whatever. One strike to Jim Thome. Drew a walk leading off the second inning. Sharply hit, but to the shortstop, Cabrera on the other side of second base. 3 pitches, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Delmon Young. Probably more important when the game is 4-0 than if it's 0-0 to try to grind out some at bats and make Huff work. And Young takes strike 1.
Well, that's why it's always so much easier as a pitcher to have a lead. You just attack the strike zone. If you give up a run, you're still up by 3. You keep pitching. And that's what Huff's been able to do.
1-1.
17 pitches in the first, 15 in the second, 16 in the third. So far here, only 5 pitches.
That's a fair ball, and Delmon Young's going to have, I think, another extra base hit. Rounding first, on his way to second, and he's in with a double. So Delmon not only getting hits, but getting extra base hits in the post-All-Star break part of the schedule.
Yeah, his 13th double of the year for Delmon Young. And Chisholm just out of his reach down that left field line.
150 doubles in his career, and now Valencia will try to further construct a 2-out rally here against David Huff. Valencia singled to left his first time up. Huff fell behind him 1-0, and then Valencia hooked one on the ground through the hole on the left side. This one dunked behind first, and a long run for Laporta in foul ground. He won't get there. 1 strike.
Guys using those cold towels, the ammonia water, to cool down.
It's as hot as it can get in Minnesota. As a nearly lifelong resident here, I believe that's true. And these guys, many of them, Kadire, will be on the list for sure, asked to play 2 baseball games in this oven-like atmosphere. Fastball, swing and a miss. 2 strikes now to Danny Valencia.
I think if you ask most of the players, they would rather play in this than sometimes that April cold weather. You know, here you get to sweat, you're in motion, you're nice and loose. Cold weather's hard to play in.
1-2.
Can't have it 76 degrees every day, can you?
Be nice. Half swing, and Valencia's gone. So the Twins get a 2-out double, but leave another runner in scoring position. Well, as they have done for most of the season, the Indians have capitalized on some scoring opportunities. Bobby Smikowski, Roy Smalley, Bert Blylev, and Dick Bramer here. It feels like 107. And that's
come on. I live in Florida. This is beautiful weather. You keep bringing up the weather. This is beautiful weather to play baseball in.
Look, Asdrubal Cabrera thinks it's hot.
Yeah, he's from Venezuela. He should be used to this weather.
Here's Carrera, and he takes up an away ball one. Let's just put it this way. It's one of the charms of this area that just straight temperature now, not wind chill and not heat index. You can routinely have a swing over the course of the year of 125 degrees.
Oh, that's perfect.
I mean, we can have 25 below, no problem. And we're going to have 100 here, if not today, maybe on Wednesday when we finish up this 4-game series. 2-1. That's the theater of seasons. A swing of 125 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
High fly, right center field. Revere retreating, the ball carrying out to the warning track right in front of the fence. Revere makes the catch.
Right. Carrera gave it a ride.
Dan Patrick Show, weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports North.
8 fly ball outs for Swarzak with 2 ground ball outs so far.
Michael Brantley with a single in the 3rd inning, and then he came in on Cabrera's home run. Pitches up and in, ball 1.
70 pitches, 43 strikes, no walks, 3 strikeouts.
The Indians have led the American League Central, as we've said, for most of the season. I kind of bristle a little bit at the notion, and it's been widely reported, that the American League Central is maybe the worst division of the 6 in baseball, and I don't necessarily agree with that. Here's a ground ball base hit. Now, the American League Central does not have a division leader playing 600 baseball like the National League East or the American League East. But I would make the argument that the National League Central is probably the weakest division in all of baseball.
Look what the Pittsburgh Pirates are doing.
Yes.
You know, Milwaukee right now a half a game lead over the Pirates and the Cardinals. Cincinnati really hasn't found their consistency yet.
Houston's terrible. The
Yes.
Cubs are awful.
Yes.
That's a third of the division right there. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera, got another pitch up and fouled it back to the screen. This is one guy you want to keep the ball down around the knees to.
And you want to pitch him hard in, too. That pitch that he hit for the home run out over the plate a little bit, extended his arms and hit that 3-run home run. If you're going to pitch this guy away, you got to make sure you're down and away and then hard in. Watch Butera behind the plate, now moves away. And
Up and
ball
away. Whether it's Cleveland by season's end or Detroit or Chicago or Minnesota, somebody's going to win the division, and they will be underdogs against just about everybody they might match up with in the playoffs.
Well, hopefully it's Minnesota and they're underdogs. We were underdogs in '87.
Butera's throw. And I guess that's the eventual point I was going to get to, is once you get into the tournament, you don't know what's going to happen in October.
Exactly. You just have to try to get there. Once you're there, if you're playing good as a ball club and your opponent maybe he's on a little bit of a downward road, or on the roller coaster going down, you beat them.
Butera to the mound. So often, too, when it played out in '87 and '91, not only home field advantage, that was done alternately back then. But you guys clinched with nearly a full week to go in the regular season. You had a time to set up your rotation.
Did we win any more games
We
after
didn't
that?
win any more games.
No, we did. We had a chance to set up the rotation. You're right.
That was critically important in '87.
Yes, it was.
If you guys would have had to go on the last weekend of the season, Viola, Blyleven, just to get into the tournament, then Les Straker starts game one and the whole playoff series might have been completely different.
Well, Butera out to talk to Swarzak, and they throw over to first. Brantley, 12 stolen bases in 15 attempts. Indians, like the Twins, don't run a lot. 52 stolen bases. They've been caught 22 times.
And very high 2-2 to Cabrera. Twins seeing maybe defensively two of the best shortstops in the American League in back-to-back series. Alcides Escobar leaving here with the Royals yesterday. And Asdrubal Cabrera has just put together an individual highlight film, the likes of which haven't been seen in Cleveland since Omar Vizquel. 2 down.
Yeah, Cabrera chasing it looked like a breaking ball up and away. So Swarzak picks up his 4th strikeout. Almost a slider that didn't slide. It just stayed away, and Cabrera a little late.
2 down, and here's Travis Hafner. And up and away by plenty again. Ball 1.
Hafner in his 9th season with the Indians. They call him Pronk. Half project, half donkey. He, like Jim Thome, very strong.
Popped back, out of play. Swarzak about to throw his 80th pitch. Twins adding a relief pitcher for this doubleheader. Chuck James added to the roster in the event the Twins go through the bullpen and need an extra arm here today. Fouled back again. Swarzak got a pitch up.
Yeah, not only today. I mean, they may need an extra arm, but then for tomorrow's ball game, sure.
And a day game Wednesday, and then 4 games coming up with Detroit. It's not a good time for a pitching staff to be shorthanded. And the starters in the Kansas City series did a nice job getting into the 7th inning in all 4 games, at least getting into that 7th inning. One and 2, and a throw to first. Twins hope to have a lead by the late innings here today, and then it's really going to get interesting with Joe Nathan having pitched in 3 straight days. Told me before the game he assumes it's all hands on deck. And Ron Gardenhire saying until Nathan hit the field, threw the ball around a little bit to see how his arm felt, they wouldn't know whether he'd be available today or not. Check swing, 2-2. I'm sure it's been noticeable to you viewers at home, the pace of the game now in the middle innings, at least with Swarzak here in the 5th. It's really slowed down quite a bit.
But as a pitcher, you want to keep it going because your outfielders, your infielders standing on their heels a little bit. Get the sign, let's go.
Foul back. Still 2-2.
That's where you help your teammates out on a hot day. Don't take a lot of time between pitches. Don't walk around the mound.
And again, that's what Dunsing did so well yesterday in the middle innings. So 2-2 to Hafner, with Swarzak trying to get his team off the field and into the shade of the dugout. Hit to right center field, and that's going to hit the ground. Kadire cuts it off, fires it back to the infield, and Kadire with a very fine play in the gap holding Brantley at third base.
Yeah, saved a run right there. Michael Kadire, good hustle right there, cutting that ball off. That ball gets behind him. Steve Smith, the third base coach, I'm sure sends Brantley all the way around. Ball hit in the gap. Kadire gets to it as quick as he can, cuts it off right there, and then getting it to Casilla. Casilla, good strong arm, and Brantley is stopped at third base.
The Twins have some making up to do, but just remember that play. If the Twins come back, win this ball game, and of course fans like to see outs on fielding plays, but sometimes the best fielding plays are made when there isn't an out recorded. So we'll remember this play in the 5th inning and hope that it matters by the 9th. Swarzak gets a trip to the mound from Rick Anderson, and Carlos Santana will hit with 2 on and 2 out.
Swarzak using that rosin bag to try to stop some of the perspiration.
Might have to change rosin bags before this first game's over with.
We should do that in Texas about every 3rd inning.
Seriously?
Yes. I love that rosin.
Breaking ball over for a strike, but back then, as I recall, the rosin bags were smaller. Now they've got this big, almost looks like a big rolled up sock full of rosin.
Well, not when Gaylord Perry pitched. It was full of flour.
1 strike to Santana. Nice block by Butera, keeping both runners on the corners. Called for the pitch. You know it's coming.
Yep, you know a breaking ball's coming. Can you stop it? And he uses his left arm to deaden the ball. 20 pitches so far this inning for Swarzak.
I would imagine, having never caught in my life, but every pitcher, the bounce is going to be different depending on the spin on the breaking ball. Right.
And you know what? And there's little holes in front of home plate where the guys have been running and stuff. You don't know if it's going to hit maybe a little hole and then carry them another way.
Just off the plate, 2-1. Swarzak really struggling here in the 5th. And the pitch count approaching 90 now. Three and 1. With Laporta on deck.
We see the 3rd inning, 24 pitches so far, 22 here in the 5th. And you're talking about a guy like Swarzak that, he's starting his last start coming on July 10th in Chicago when he replaced Scott Baker in that rotation.
Curve dropped on the outside corner, so a 3-1 breaking ball.
But a guy that, hasn't started regularly and probably running out of the gas a little bit.
Porta hoping for a chance here in the 5th. Nice stop by Mauer, and he'll make the play himself. Santana hits a rocket towards right field, but the Gold Glove winning catcher makes a nice play to end the inning.
Yeah, very nice play by Mauer.
Circle, Bert, I have a $100 gift card, compliments of the Minnesota State Lottery for Dana and Anna here, their sisters. Bert, this is a really cool picture here. This is you back in 1970, and this is their father. Okay, you made an appearance at one of their youth baseball games right here, and they were able to take a picture with you, a couple Twins executives, Tom Cronin amongst them, Vern Morgan, an old Twins coach, is in the picture as well. Vintage from 1970, Bert. How'd you girls still have this picture?
Oh, my dad had it tucked away. It's a very special picture, and it means a lot. So.
Well, it's just been circled, and Dad, hopefully he's watching. He knows, okay?
He's watching. He's in Charles City, Iowa. Hi, Dad. Hi, Pete Tuzana.
Okay, Dad, in Charles City, Iowa. We circled you. Nice shot, Dad, from 1970. Love it.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. You are hereby circled, and I'm sure that was probably 1970 on the Winter Caravan.
The very first Caravan, I suppose.
Yep.
Drew Butera takes outside. It's 1-1. Butera came up with the Twins threatening to score the first run of the game in the second inning, but he bounced into a double play. The inning ended, and the Twins find themselves behind now 4-0. Inside, 2-1. Imagine how many pictures you've taken, how many autographs you've signed just in the Caravan alone.
Yep. A lot of fun. Well, it's always been a way for players, front office personnel, yourself, John Gordon, to go out and thank the fans for all their support over the years. Calvin Griffith started that back in 1961 when he brought the Twins here from Washington.
Lazy fly ball to right. Easy play for Travis Buck. One away.
I'll tell you what, it's always a highlight of my winter to be able to go out and be part of the Winter Caravan. And I know for you too.
Absolutely. I've done it for over 20 years. And it's wherever you go, I think maybe because of the cold temperatures, people are ready to look forward to better weather, baseball season, and talk Twins baseball in the dead of winter. Here's Nishioka. Nishioka was given credit for a hit in his first at bat. Chisenhall threw the ball away. He went to second. The Twins had a runner at second. Nobody out after having just given up a 4 spot in the top of the inning. But then Revere grounded out to the left side. Casillas fly ball and Mauer's strikeout followed, and they never did budge Nishioka from second. Nishioka having a little fun with the results of the World Cup Women's Soccer Championship yesterday. That ball hit pretty well to center. Herrera going back and makes a catch for out number 2.
Yeah, basically came in and apologized, said sorry.
With a smile on his face, I
with
think.
Japan defeating the USA.
2 down in the 5th. If you want to become a Twins season ticket holder, the best way is to get on the on-deck circle. It's currently 3,000 members strong and growing. You can sign up today to take advantage of exclusive benefits and future season ticket opportunities. To join or for more information, call 800-33-TWINS or visit www.twinsbaseball.com today. Just ponder that for a moment. The Twins selling about half capacity with season tickets and season ticket combination packages. And there are 3,000 people, in essence, on the waiting list to buy season tickets for this ballpark. Back to the glove of the pitcher. And Huff underhands it to first. 12 pitches in the 5th and a quick 1-2-3 inning for David Huff.
Forecast when the Indians take on the Twins again tonight at Target Field at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be an all-around steamy night. There is going to be a thunderstorm around. First pitch 92 with very light winds.
And you can see it now feels like it's 108 here with straight temperature of 95.
It's getting hotter. Yes, I love it. What did we show? 90 last time? Now it's 95. Come on, can they hit 100? Let's go.
See, and you think I'm crazy because I prefer the wintertime weather here to what you have weather like this all summer long in Florida.
Right. Oh, I just think you're crazy.
Here's Laporta leading off the 6th. Bouncer left side. Valencia gets the second hop. Perfect throw across, one away.
Well, you know, you have so many people now, players now from the Dominican Republic, Venezuela. They're used to this hot weather. You know, they like the warmth. Yeah, Danny Valencia just made that throw across the diamond. You know, he's out of Miami where it's hot and humid during the summertime. He played at the University of Miami, I'm sure, in hotter weather than this. More humid.
I was with Danny in the winter caravan for a stop in Rochester, Minnesota. And we had, as I recall, actually we had a snowstorm that day.
I bet you he enjoyed it.
And he looked at me like I was crazy when I told him I lived here year round. There's a bouncer to short. And Nishioka over to Maurer. And Swarzak here in the 6th inning getting the Indians to hit the ball on the ground.
You know, Huff has been doing a pretty good job of getting his players off the field. Swarzak has had a couple innings, the 3rd and the 5th, where they've had to stay out there a long time. So you want to keep that tempo going. And right now, pretty good tempo in this inning.
Valbuena with a fly to left and a fly to right. One of the things you want to do as a manager and a pitching coach is not fire up your bullpen needlessly. So the Twins do a really good job of that anyway. When we see someone warming up, there's a better than even chance they're going to get into the ball game. And as of yet, neither team has had to warm anybody up in the bullpen.
Yeah, at the end of last inning, I saw Chuck James start to get up, but he did not throw. He just kind of hung around that mound a little bit. I think they wanted to see if Swarzak was going to go one more, and this is a very good inning for Anthony Swarzak.
7 pitches and a 1-2-3-6. Coors Light 6th inning of the Coors Light Freeze Cam.
Well, a lot of people enjoying this heat. Michael Kadire cooling off. That young lady cooling off. And that young lady trying to stay cool.
The Frost Brewed Coors Light Freeze Cam. Twins down 4-0. Alexi Casilla to start the 6th. to get something going here against David Huff. The Twins have gotten a few hits. They've taken a walk. They've been given an error. Ball one. Huff starting this inning with just 67 pitches. Making his first start of the year. And a strike, 1-1. Hopper to short. Cabrera over to Laporta, one away. And let's go to Robbie Inzmakowski.
Well, guys, we got this new thing at Fox Sports North. It's FoxSportsNorth.com. Now they can get out of my mouth. It's called Game Connect. Compelling visual statistical analysis. A lot of good stuff. There's a Twitter feed right there on the right-hand side. Interactive comments available on FoxSportsNorth.com. It's called Game Connect. Advanced statistics. A lot of good stuff to keep you occupied during the ball game. So if you have a laptop or you're sitting at work watching us right now, like I know a lot of people are throughout Twins territory, go on the FoxSportsNorth.com and check out our brand new thing called Game Connect. Pretty awesome stuff, Dick.
Well, you can do it while you're watching the ball game, so that's a good deal. Here's Joe Mauer taking a strike, and Kadire will follow. There's a rocket to center. Mauer has his second hit. They've both been singles. Twins just need to get the next run up on the board. Sooner the better. They need to start working their way back from this 4-0 deficit. Time now for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, you mentioned David Huff making his first appearance, first start this season for the Indians. Clocked as high as 94. Anthony Swarzak, 96 pitches after 6 innings. Clocked as high as 93.
Here's Kadire, a strikeout and a ground ball to third. Jose Majares warming up in the Twins bullpen. And a strike on the outside corner. Twins have the middle of the lineup due up here after Casilla was retired. Mauer single. Some guys you'd like to think could get the Twins back in the ball game here. Kadire fouls it back, 2 strikes.
Yeah, good swing right there by Kadire, fouling it straight back, just getting underneath it a bit.
He told me yesterday that Felipe Paulino was the toughest pitcher the Twins have faced all year long, the young right-hander for the Kansas City Royals.
Well, I thought he pitched a great ball game, made one mistake. The home run to Thome. Left that slider up.
Half swing he went, and Kadire having a tough ball game. Second time that Huff has struck him out on a pitch out of the strike zone.
And his 4th strikeout of the ball game for David Huff. Remember the first time up to end the first inning, 3-2 fastball that Kadire swung through, and right there could not lay off of it, went too far.
Thome has walked and hit a ground ball to short. Actually, it was to the shortstop on the right side of the diamond. Still haven't figured out how to accurately put that in my scorecard. Swing and a miss, 1 strike.
I wrote 4-3, but then I put a 6 around it for the shortstop that fielded it in the second base position. Everybody, that's one thing. Everybody keeps score a different way.
I put 6-3 with an arrow pointing to the right. 2 swinging strikes.
Huff rearing back and challenging these hitters. Got Kadire on a high fastball, throwing that ball right by Jim Thome. Thome originally signed by the Indians back in 1989. In his 21st season at the major league level.
Originally a third baseman. Converted quickly across the diamond. Of course, now is exclusively a designated hitter and pinch hitter.
Wore an Indians uniform for 12 years.
Called, third strike to end the inning, and Thome looks back at Gary Darling. Of the game, the Indians lead 4-0.
Well, the 4 runs coming in the third inning on an error, and then the RBI single by Carrera, and then Brantley a base hit, and then the 3-run home run by Cabrera, his 17th of the year, and this is the last strikeout. That ball looked like it was a strike, up in the strike zone. Homie didn't like it. But for David Huff, his 5th strikeout.
And now the Twins go to their bullpen with Swarzak yielding after 6 innings, and it'll be Jose Majares.
Yeah, Majares making his 33rd relief appearance. The ERA high, of course, can't always go off that ERA. Sometimes relievers have bad outings. The big thing for Majares is the walks to innings pitched. Too many walks for Majares.
For the Twins, and Majares hasn't been quite this free with the free passes as he's been this year, but Twins went through that stage with J.C. Romero, who was also a really good left-handed relief pitcher for the Twins. But it got to the point where, particularly against right-handed batters, Romero was his own worst enemy. And it really impacted his effectiveness with the Twins to the point where they ended up trading him to the Angels, got Alexi Casilla in the deal. But Majares really has struggled this year issuing free passes.
I just saw that J.C. Romero was released by the Washington Nationals.
And the Yankees picked him up and assigned him to a minor league deal.
Well, who have not the Yankees picked up? If you're breathing, you can sign with the Yankees.
See, I still think Tommy John's going to make a comeback with the Yankees again.
Well, Swarzak had that one bad inning, and that being the 3rd inning. And other than that, he put zeros on the board.
Check swing, but a strike, 1 and 2. Players wearing green hats because the original date of this game, April 22nd, was Earth Day. Couldn't play that day because of the weather. Now the Twins and Indians are playing on the oven-baked surface of Target Field. Hacked foul. Now, with the 19 walks, Majares has walked 14 right-handed batters. He's had 34 at-bats against righties. And against left-handers, he's only walked 5 with 47 at-bats. So it's the very same thing that the Twins experienced with J.C. Romero. This is a left-handed batter, Chisenhall. And that's ball 2. Foul ball, and Valencia over for a look. And a nice catch. Valencia reaching into the crowd to pull it back in for the first out.
Yeah, nice play right there. That ball had a little hang time, allowed Valencia to go from his 3rd base position into foul territory and then get over to the short wall. See, but Danny, okay, I'm near it, I'm near it, I'm near it, and then feeling for it and then reaching over into the crowd. And the Twin fans right there get out of the way. You see, if a fan right there has a glove and he tries to interfere and say he knocks it foul, that would have been a foul ball because the ball was in foul territory. So very nice of those fans to get out of the way.
1-0 to Ezequiel Carrera. To complicate matters, the Indians adding Carrera. They've got 2 Cabreras. As Drubal and Orlando Cabrera. And this is Ezequiel Carrera.
Carrera, just 24 years old, from Venezuela, in his rookie season. His 2nd stint with the Indians.
Three and 0.
Signed by the Mets in 2005, also in the Mariner organization.
And so Maharis with a couple of left-handed batters. He nearly walks Chisenhall. He does walk Carrera with 1 out. Twins and Indians play tomorrow night, and it's a Sports Authority value pack game. Purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch. You get a free Schweigert hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited for Tuesday's game, so you can call 800-33 Twins tonight or visit twinsbaseball.com. 1 on, 1 out, and here's Michael Brantley, another left-handed batter. Ball 1, and Butera will go to the mound. And the Indians, as good as they've been this year, have not gotten much production from 2 left-handed hitters they were counting on this year. That is Grady Sizemore, who's going to be put back on the disabled list with a knee issue, and Shin-Soo Choo, who's going to be missing in action till early September, maybe.
Yeah, fractured his thumb.
Multicolored umbrella. Slow breaking ball. And Maharis has thrown 12 pitches and only 4 strikes.
And here comes pitching coach Rick Anderson.
I think that as the Twins work their way through July into August and September, that Maharis's hold on a spot in the bullpen is going to be pretty tenuous at this point, because they haven't really been able to count on him to come in and throw strikes.
Yes, and that's a big thing. You know, I mean, you look at his past the last 3 years, he's done a pretty good job coming in, but this year it's been a struggle. Last year, only 9 walks in 33 innings pitched. Complete turnaround this year. He had some elbow problems. I think I mentioned in his last appearance, he wasn't at 92, 93. He's at, 88 to 90, and you wonder if that elbow is still barking a little bit for him.
2-0. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, see, that's a fastball right there, clocked here at Target Field at 89. A lot of times you can watch pitchers out there, how they move, and we had it at 90.
2-1.
With that shoulder around, you see Maharis always, kind of moving that left shoulder around. These guys get used a lot throughout the season, up and down. And that's what you mentioned. The Twins do a good job of making sure that these guys, if they get up once or twice, they may not get in the ball game because they get a lot of work going in down there in the bullpen.
Throws to first.
Carrera has yet to attempt to steal a major league base. Two and one.
Fouled off of Butera, 2-2. Mentioned Brantley has been one of Cleveland's hottest hitters in July. A couple of hits already in the ball game today.
Hitting .228 against left-handers so far this year. 2 hits against right-hander Anthony Swarzak.
Was the runner. It's a called third strike. Safe at second. So Brantley strikes out on a called third strike, and Carrera swipes second base.
Yeah, Carrera stealing his first major league base. Diving in head first. And to throw a little high from Butera. And a quick tag by Nishioka, but Carrera getting that hand on the bag before the tag can be applied.
Here's his Drupal Cabrera, the big swing of the day coming from Cabrera, a 3-run home run, his 17th of the year.
Cabrera as a right-handed hitter, hitting .301. 3 of his 17 home runs coming from the right side of the plate.
Ball one. And while Chu is on the disabled list. Hafner's been there. Sizemore is going to return to it. Within every contending team, there's one player that has to be in the lineup every day. For the Twins, you'd say it was Mauer. That hasn't happened. Or Morneau. That hasn't happened either. But the Indians cannot afford to lose this guy. He means so much to them in their lineup and in the field. 2-0. Ground ball to short. Nishioka has it. And that ends the inning. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Twins have some work to do, and it's the 7th inning stretch brought to you by Medica. Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. Try a strawberry banana or wild berry real fruit smoothie today. By the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. And by Goldman Sachs. For all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. I guess the theme of the day, if you're a fan sitting in the sun, take as many clothes off as you can without getting in trouble and trying to stay cool.
Yep.
And
I know we're doing that up here in the booth.
It's 4-0.
It's not a pretty sight.
Delman Young will lead off the 7th. Twins need to get things going here. They've been shut down by David Huff, making his first start of the year for the Indians. Of course, he's been in their minor league system. Young, Valencia, and Butera. Young with the only extra base hit for the Twins, and they've only collected 5 hits on the day.
Yeah, Huff, one walk in a ball game, 5 strikeouts. A pitch count very good. 80 pitches right now. 50 have been strikes.
Lifted to right, and Travis Buck with the catch, 1 away. So 1 down, and Valencia will hit. Here's our Pepsi Max in-game box score.
Well, Mauer with 2 singles. Delman Young with the double, you said. Danny Valencia with a single through the infield. And Nishioka with an infield single. So not a lot of balls hit hard off of David Huff. Mauer probably the 2 hardest up the middle.
Valencia grounded a single through the left side. The Twins had a chance in the 2nd inning to score the game's first run, and now Valencia lifts it back into the seats. Valencia then struck out on a check swing in the 4th. Inside, 1-1. Off with 83 pitches, pitching deep into the ball game on this sultry afternoon.
Fausto Carmona starting game 2 for the Indians. He's just coming off the disabled list.
Carmona, their opening day starting pitcher, but he's had a very disappointing year so far. 2-1 to Valencia. 3-1. Twins have seen a lot of left-handed starting pitching since the break. Bruce Chen, Jeff Francis, and now Huff here today. None of the three overpowering by any means.
8 3-ball counts for David Huff in this ball game.
And yet just the one walk. There's the second one. So Valencia aboard with 1 out in the 7th, and that'll bring up Butera. 7 o'clock start tonight. We will be broadcasting that game as well. Scott Diamond making his debut against the opening day starter for the Indians.
Hey, see Carmona's record, 4-10, high ERA, and it'll be fun to watch Scott Diamond make his major league debut coming out of the Brave organization. A Rule 5 pickup by the Twins over the winter. Tim Belcher, the pitching coach, to talk to his left-hander. Tony Sipp starting to loosen up. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Well, Twins need a couple of big plate appearances from their 8 and 9 batters here. Valencia has walked. Butera's 0 for 2. Nishioka's 1 for 2. Trying to get the lineup rolled over. We mentioned it very briefly earlier. It seems like every meaningful big inning that the Twins have had has involved a hit from Ben Revere. So they hope to get him to the plate here in the 7th inning. There's a chopper, and it might be another double play ball.
Not good.
Pretty good trip to the mound by Tim Belcher, and a pretty good outing for David Huff. 7 shutout innings. And it's a Rasmussen College Student Day. Standing room only tickets are half price for students with a valid ID. Tickets are available on the day of the game only, and they are limited, so make your plans to come out early. For more information about Rasmussen College Student Days, go to twinsbaseball.com. Jose Majaras out there for a second inning of work. Travis Hafner will start things off in the 8th.
Yeah, 18 pitches in that last inning for Majaras, only 8 strikes, but he did retire the Indians. No runs, a strikeout and a walk.
Hafner with a single his last time up. Mentioned the Indians this year have done a very good job of hitting with men in scoring position. Best, highest average in the American League, and that's how they got their 4 runs. And runners in scoring position 3 times in that 3rd inning. and got 3 hits, including a 3-run home run. 2-1 to Hafner. Santana and Laporta will follow. Maharis again having a hard time throwing strikes. So far 22 pitches, 9 strikes.
And a dangerous pitch here because Hafner, outstanding power. Big swing.
A little pressure on Hafner to keep his shoulders and back healthy this year, with Shin-Soo Choo gone for at least another month, maybe 6 weeks. After going back to the disabled list, going back to Cleveland to get his knee looked at. There's a high fly to center, and Revere out there. Sizemore getting his knee checked out. Out number 1.
Yeah, 3-2 slider right there. Hafner getting underneath it a little bit. In the first out of the top of the 8th inning.
We don't anticipate that he's watching, but still our best wishes and thoughts go out to Nolan Ryan, who's being hospitalized as we speak for a reoccurrence of a feared reoccurrence of some heart issues that he's had. The CEO, president of the Texas Rangers, Hall of Famer.
I hope he's doing well.
1-0 to Carlos Santana.
Kind of hoping he would be in the Hall of Fame for the induction weekend, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it. He has not been back since 1999, since he was put into the Hall of Fame. I actually emailed Nolan and his wife Ruth, hoping that they could make it this year, but I'm sure with the health issue will not be able to make it. So hopefully I'll see him in Texas when I return from the Hall of Fame.
1-1 to Santana. I'm going out to the induction this weekend to be there with you. And when I've seen it on TV, and the other one I went to when Harmon was there, that to me is one of the most impressive things. The number of Hall of Famers who come back year after year after year. And it's one of many things I'm really looking forward to about next weekend.
I know I'm going to be back year after year after year. I feel that's a great honor to be part of that small fraternity.
1-2 to Santana.
And just let you know, between games, because we're going to have some time, I think I'm going to write my speech.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel it.
Okay.
Yep.
You sure it wasn't breakfast that we had downstairs today?
I'm feeling something. I thought it was about time.
Now, just to clarify things, because it's been misrepresented in the media, you do have a 10-minute limit, right? Some people have actually written that you get 45 minutes for this.
It's my day. I think I should have as long as I want.
Yeah, okay. 1-2 to Santana. Just off the plate.
I'm thinking doing what Bill Mazeroski did. Just get up, say thank you very much, and just start crying.
Okay.
And then walk away.
See, that makes sense from the standpoint of you wouldn't have to worry about forgetting anybody to thank if you didn't even start your list.
Yeah, you see, you see Maharis right there. He wanted that ball, but that ball went around the plate.
And Mauer in foul ground makes the catch, out number 2.
Yeah, I was supposed to turn in my speech on July 1st.
Seriously?
Yeah, what's the date today? The 18th. I'm a little late.
But now, why would you have to turn it in? Are they editing it?
No, just Brad Horn. Well, they may after they read what I write.
All right.
It's going to be a very serious moment, though.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For you.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Well, if it's 10.
This inning, we had the third inning took 10 minutes. That was nothing.
They do make exceptions. Bob Uecker, who won the Ford Frick broadcasting award a few years ago. I think they let him do about a 45-minute monologue.
Well, he's funny. And the weather could be like today.
Right.
So you have to realize that there's people out there that are probably feeling the way that the fans are feeling right now.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it, but if you go more than 10 minutes, I'm getting up and leaving.
And I'll stop everything. Hey, Dick, get back. Get back to your seat. I'm not done yet.
Austin Kearns on deck. Maharis trying to have a 1-2-3/8 inning. He's thrown 33 pitches. 2 strikes to Matt Laporta. 1-2.
I would imagine a reliever like Maharis, we usually see him for 1 inning. Yes, he's had control problems, but this might be, stretch it out a little bit. He's getting an opportunity to stretch it out. Get this final out right here. It'll be a good 2 innings of work.
That's a check swing and strike 3 and a good inning for Maharis. He pitches 2, faces 7 men, doesn't give up a hit, and gets the Twins off the field.
Indians lead the Twins in the first of 4 here at Target Field. Also the first of the doubleheader, and we're going to break it down. We've got a lot of Twins Live presented by CenturyLink coming your way on this Monday full of baseball. Talk about the right Huff, David Huff. What a job he did holding down the Twins scoreless to 5 hits. He did a great job on the mound. We'll break down his performance. Plus cutoff footwork. Is he instructional tonight? Roy Small, you heard him point out, Danny Valencia had to cut off that ball at second base, could have had the out and didn't charge the ball. Roy will break down cutoff footwork on our Twins Live postgame show. Plus Ron Gardenhire's postgame press conference. What does his bullpen look like for Game 2? Luckily, Jose Maharis went a long ways in saving guys. And what does Scott Diamond need to do to be successful tonight in his Major League debut? You'll find out that and a lot more on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. Dick and Bert.
Thank you, sir. The Indians go to their bullpen in the 8th inning. Left-hander Tony Sipp.
Yeah, bullpen that has been very, very good for Manny Acta. Tony Sipp coming out of a bullpen, one of those great arms. 4-1 on the year, making his 42nd relief appearance. 37 1/3 innings. He's allowed only 21 hits. He has given up 7 home runs, 14 walks, with 37 strikeouts. Hard-throwing left-hander, fastball, hard slider.
Nishioka will lead things off on the first pitch, a called strike. Nishioka with an infield hit, went to second on a Chisenhall throwing error. Chisenhall out of the game. Jack Hanahan is in. And Austin Kearns replacing Travis Buck in right field.
Oh, what a great debut for David Huff, back from AAA. Last year, a frustrating year, 2-11 in 15 starts. But here this afternoon, 7 shutout innings.
Twins will hope for something similar tonight from Scott Diamond, being called up to make a start here today. Crack foul. 2 strikes to Nishioka, trying to get aboard. The Twins really have only had one good threat. Thome took a leadoff walk in the second. Valencia singled into second. First and second, one out. And it's the only time the Twins have had more than one base runner in an inning. But Butera bounced into a double play, and that was the end of that threat. Foul tip. Back to the backstop. Some speed for the Twins to work with here, but only if they can get to first base. Nishioka, Revere, and Casilla, the next three hitters. Two strikes to the Twins shortstop. Left the pitch up and away, and it's flared foul. Yeah, the Cleveland bullpen has been one of the main reasons the Indians have not folded as so many have thought they would.
Oh, they've had so much trouble out of that bullpen over the years, but this year they've all put it together. Chris Perez, the closer.
All-star closer.
Tony Sipp in his third season with the Indians.
Oh boy! Into the Twins dugout, off the facing,
off the netting, right in front.
Oof. Still two strikes.
So many ballparks have that now in front of the dugouts.
One and two.
Mentioned before, when Tony Sipp was on the mound, he reminds me a lot of Tommy Hall, the Blade, when I pitched with the Blade in the early 70s. 6 foot tall, about 180 pounds, if that. But could throw that baseball.
2 and 2. Kind of a, we're talking about Anthony Swarzak being a spot starter. As I recall, Tommy Hall from time to time would be asked to start, right?
Yes, yes.
But back then there were a lot more doubleheader days when you needed guys going back and forth. 2 and 2 to Nishioka, trying to work out some means of getting to first base. And he's fighting off some pitches.
This will be the 10th pitch in this at bat.
There have been 5 two-strike fouls here. Sipp reloads and tries again on 2-2. Sharply hit, but on one hop to Valbuena, one away. Back to our trivia question. Well, the easy answer, of course, is Manny Acta. I think we can include Eric Wedge.
Charlie Manuel.
Joel Skinner, I think, on an interim basis. Yeah, we nailed all 4 of them. Wow.
That's a big bonus for game 2.
Oh, we got to carry over into the Detroit series, but you're not going to be here for any of that. Is that right?
Carry it into Texas.
Okay. You're taking off for Cooperstown
on Wednesday. Yes.
Okay, so you will work tomorrow's game, and then that's it.
I'll rejoin the team in Texas for game 3.
Strike one.
I'm looking forward to Monday. I mean, the speeches are going to be fun to be inducted into the Hall of Fame on Sunday, but Monday they hang the plaque in the plaque hall. That I'm really looking forward to seeing what they make my face look out like.
Well, won't they present the plaque to you on Sunday?
I believe, yes, I get to see it, but then they actually hang it in the museum on Monday.
Okay.
Nice.
You got to bring your own hammer, or I mean, if they got somebody there who'll put in a.
I'm super gluing that heck out of that thing. It's not leaving.
Revere flares one deep to the left field corner and foul. Well, they don't leave once they're mounted there very often. One of the rare exceptions was earlier this year when Harmon Killebrew's plaque was brought here for the memorial service.
Yeah, Brad Horn of the museum, the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, brought it here. Did not take his eye off of it.
Breaking ball missing. 1-2.
Now, how many times have you been to Cooperstown then?
Once for Harmon's induction, and then the other time when we left, we had an off day in Boston.
So you haven't been back in a while.
I haven't been back since we made the road trip. What was that, 15 years ago, something like that?
A long time ago. Ryan Lefevre was with us at that time.
That's bounce foul, and I didn't know this until he filled in for you the other day. Ron Coomer was on our invite list, and he couldn't go. He was playing for the Twins then, and I guess I must have been invited him, because you're looking at me like you didn't want him to go anyway.
Would have been 3 in the back seat, and
well, that's between you guys.
We would have had to stop more than we did already.
1-2 to Revere. Stays with it and pounds another one foul. Well, Sip. On the other bookend from Maharas, who had a hard time throwing strikes, he's come in, he's thrown 16 pitches and 13 of them strikes.
He's retired, only 1 out so far. Nishioka finally in a 10-pitch at bat hit a ground ball to second.
And Cap's warming up. He may get the 9th inning. And Revere works the count to 2-2. Well, I know a lot of Minnesotans are going to Cooperstown. A lot of people from the fantasy camp and just Twins fans who want to be there. They realize the magnitude of the event. And a lot of people will be watching on television. Sharply hit. What a pickup by Cabrera. He hit it to the wrong guy. Great at bat for Revere, and Cabrera, if he doesn't win a Gold Glove this year, it'll be an absolute crying shame.
Well, I tell you what, Revere smoked the ball right there, a little one hopper to the left of Cabrera, and the ball hit sharply. Take a look at Cabrera right here. Plays the short hop, gets up, quick flip over to first for the second out.
Everything, you look at this play, even in slow motion, everything was under control for him. He knew he had a fast runner, makes the play, didn't panic, but did get up quickly and under control, made a good throw.
Yep.
Ball 1. Castillo for 3, a couple of fly balls and a ground ball. 1-1. That's the thing I think the Indians fans can take out of this year. Whether they win the division or not, I think they've got an emerging player in Cabrera who looks like he's going to be an impact player in this league for a long time. He gets an easier chance here. And throws across, and Sip has a 1-2-3 8th inning. know about Bruce Peck layering on a day like today. He's got the long sleeve yellow shirt.
He's probably cool underneath that.
The green shirt over that, like he's auditioning for a job with the Oakland A's. And then the towel and the cap and the long pants. Well, here's Matt Capps getting a chance to get some work in here. The deposed closer trying to, he says, not rebuild his confidence, just, get his control back.
Right. And it's a good spot for Matt Capps right here. Kind of a, game you just want to put a 0 on the board. He struggled as a closer, but, when we see Matt Capps at his best, he's at over 100 career saves. He hits his spots. And he's been leaving a lot of pitches up. That's what he's going to try to work on this inning. Get the ball down to Drew Butera. Austin Kearns making his first plate appearance.
Hanging breaking ball, and it's walloped to left.
And that doesn't help. That ball had no bite on it right there, just kind of hung. Boy, confidence sometimes is a hard thing to regain when you lose it. And Matt Capps has lost his confidence right now. Watch his breaking ball. It just doesn't have that quick bite and the location. And Kearns takes advantage of that hanging breaking ball and hits a home run. For Kearns, his second of the year.
1 strike. So it's 5-0 Cleveland. Popped up left field. Young coming in. And out number 1. I suppose you could make the case that Capps' struggles began when he faced Jack Hanahan here. And Hanahan hit a game-tying home run with 2 outs in the 9th a few weeks ago.
Well, if I could say one thing to Matt Capps, because I've been through the good and the bad times of out there on that mound, is do not lose your aggressiveness. You know what I mean? I mean, just don't try to nitpick now and try to hit your spots. You have to let it go. And if you miss, you miss, but stay aggressive out there. That slider right there just hung. It didn't have any bite to it.
Back on June 8th, Twins were playing the rubber game of a 3-game series. Actually, that was in Cleveland. And Hanahan hit a big home run to tie the game. In the 9th, Twins came back to win the game. In extra innings, but that's kind of when things started to slip away from Matt Capps.
Hey, 42 saves last year, 26 when he was with the Nationals, 16 for the Twins. So he still has it. It's just now it's a matter of confidence. Sometimes you lose that. But when Drew Butera puts that pitch down, be committed to throw that pitch with everything you've got. Don't try to guide it, Matt Capps.
Sometimes you talk about throwing a pitch through the glove of the catcher. Same thing?
Exactly the same thing. Once you get right there, Butera sitting inside, get it in there. See that ball out over the plate. Get it in there. When I did that, I wanted my catcher to call the same pitch again because I wanted to make sure that I got it inside. Because the person I have to answer to is me. And that's the only person. And I tip my hat to Matt Capps because he has not backed away from the media. He has basically said, right now, there, good pitch right there. So Butera came back inside. Signs of a very good catcher right there in Drew Butera. Make him go back in there, and that ball just missing.
2-2. They go back inside and get a bouncer to Mauer. So all those times I've seen you talking to yourself, that's what you were doing. You said you have to answer to yourself.
Yes.
So when you've been talking to yourself, that's what you've been doing.
Absolutely. Out there, you have to stay aggressive. When you start aiming that ball, that's where you end up really getting hit. And you have to get mad at yourself out there because you expect so much. Capps has had success. Guess what? You're going to have failure, too, in the game of baseball.
you know, it's been an unsettled year for the Twins in the closer's role. We talked about that the other day, how usually, you know, it's been a guy and they've gone the whole season, and whether it's Jeff Reardon, Aguilera, Guardado, Nathan. So 2 changes mid-season for the Twins. But then while we were saying that, the Royals were in town and they took Joakim Soria out of his closer's role for a while for the very same reason. He had a few bad games and eventually got his way back into the closer's role.
And I guarantee it was more in the head than it was in his body as far as the arm.
Speaking of Soria. Nice pickup by Mauer. Caps covers.
And it'll work for Caps too if he finds it.
Leadoff home run for Kearns, and it's 5-0 Cleveland.
Seen Joe Mauer make a couple nice plays like this afternoon.
The ball game back in the 3rd inning, and another run in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, the big blow off the bat of Scrubal Cabrera, that big 3-run home run in the 4-run 3rd inning. Twins offensively have not been able to do much, really nothing, because David Huff went right at him. 7 shutout innings. Tony Sipp worked a shutout 8th, and now it'll be Chad Durbin on the mound to try to complete this shutout for the Cleveland Indians.
The inning will start with Joe Mauer, then Cuddyer and Thome, and the Twins hope to send a bunch of players up after that. And even the smallest of things at this point could impact tonight's game. For instance, what would Chris Perez's availability be tonight if the Twins could get something going and get the Cleveland closer into the game to maybe throw 15-20 pitches? But there's a lot that has to happen between now and then.
Well, you saw the numbers on Durbin. His ERA very high in 36 relief appearances, 49 hits in 39 innings pitched, 13 walks, so a lot of base runners with 32 strikeouts. Durbin, in his first season with the Indians, his last 3 seasons with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Mauer, a couple of hits. The average has jumped up 10 points, up to 270. 1-0. Three for 4, and Mauer starts the 9th inning with a single. So Mauer, whose uniform is dirtier as a first baseman than it's ever been as a catcher, gets his 3rd hit.
Hey, I mentioned it right at the end of the last inning. You know, a couple times we saw Joe Mauer make some nice plays to his right, come up and get the out. And his 3rd hit of the ball game, 3 of the 6 hits the Twins have been able to get here this afternoon have come off the bat of Joe Mauer.
And now Michael Cuddyer taking a strike on the inside corner. Cuddyer struck out twice swinging. And then in the 4th inning, bounced out to 3rd baseman Chisenhall on the first pitch of the inning. 1-1. Popped up, a foul ball. Chased by Laporta. Just out of his reach.
Well, Laporta's had 3 chances to get over there, and they've all been foul. But here, Joe Mauer talked about not only, he's a great hitter, but defensively making his target debut at first base. Locks that ball right there, gets the out himself, and then right there, nice sharp line drive, took it himself, and then right there out and helping Matt Capps get over there, get out of the 9th inning.
One and two to Kadire. Curve left up and in, 2-2.
Durbin, 33 years old, a journeyman reliever. Started with the Royals in his second stint with the Indians. Also pitched for the Diamondbacks, the Tigers, and the Phillies.
Fouled back. He's not the Durbin the Twins had. That was J.D. Durbin, and for a while they were together with the Phillies.
Right. Wonder if they lockered next to each other. They don't put your first name on your locker and you go in for the first time, and which Durbin locker do I go to?
Here's a drive to left. It's tagged, and it is gone. And it's 5-2.
A home run number 14 on the year for Michael Kadire. And I'm sure that Manny Acta wanted to get Durbin some work, as Ron Gardenhire wanted some work for Matt Capps. And Durbin, the second batter he faces, it's a 5-2 ball game thanks to Kadire's 2-run home run.
And Manny Acta coming to the mound with Jim Thome.
Boy,
coming up.
Great swing right there.
And they're going to make a change, a pitching change.
Even a better catch.
So they motioned for a left-hander, and all we saw was right-hander Pistano warming up. So we're going to have a pitching change with the Twins trying to get back in the game. Michael Kadire. You mentioned the Indians have gotten great bullpen work this year from the likes of Vinny Pistano.
Yeah, you need guys to pitch the 7th and 8th inning, and this year it's been Pistano doing a very good job, making his 40th relief appearance. Very good 2.80 ERA. Only 22 hits allowed in 35 and a third innings. 13 walks, 51 strikeouts. And opponents hitting just 176 off of the right-hander at 25 years old. Second season with the Indians.
Not much slack in the rope here with Pistano entering the game, and Chris Perez, the closer, warming up. Thome takes down and in, ball one.
Pistano, kind of a sidearm type of delivery. Sinking fastball, sweeping breaking ball, and a changeup.
Check swing, but a strike. 1-1. Tomey's 0 for 2 with a walk. If one more man reaches base, then it becomes a save situation. That's outside, 2-1. So Tomey up, then Young, then Valencia. And then Butera hitting 8th, Nishioka 9th. Remembering now the Twins have just 3 bench players with the addition of Chuck James. Fouled away 2-2, so that's one less bench move that Ron Gardenhire has a chance or an opportunity to make. Matt Tolbert sent down to the minor leagues. Two and 2 to Tomey. Fouled away. The bench players, Repko, Hughes, and Plouffe. Checked his swing. It's 3-2.
Sweeping breaking ball down and in, and Tomey able to hold up.
Full count. Pulled to the right side. And Laporta will go to the bag. Tomey retired, 1 away. So an awfully big pitch with Pistano getting in on the hands of Tomey.
Yeah, fastball middle in. Too close to take right there. And Tomey kind of jamming himself and hitting that ground ball for the first out.
We'll bring up Delman Young, a double and a couple of outfield flies. Chris Perez has had ample time to warm up, so now the challenge for the Twins, try to get him in the game and make him work really hard to get the save. Fouled away, 2 strikes. Oh, and 2 to Delman Young. Santana setting up way outside. And Pistano delivers it there, 1-2. Bounce to the right side. Valbuena over to Laporta, 2 down. I want to leave it to Valencia to try to keep the game alive. He, of course, was hoping for Chris Perez to be brought in here because they're college roommates like Brian and Dunsing and Alex Gordon were in the Kansas City series. The Cleveland closer and Valencia were college roommates at Miami. Instead, Valencia will try to keep the game alive for the Twins against Pistano. On the outside corner. Missed the corner. 1-1. Trevor Plouffe's in the on-deck circle. If Valencia can prolong matters, Plouffe will have a chance here in the ninth. Drilled foul into the right field corner. 1-2. Indians got 7 innings from David Huff.
Hey, pitched outstanding.
At the knees to end the game. So Pistano comes in, gets Tomey, Young, and Valencia, and the Indians win the opener of this split doubleheader. Anthony LaPanta, tough ball game for the Twins. Now they'll hope for a split in the game tonight.
They'll need a split to stay 5 back of the first place Indians. We'll preview that game
We'll hit the field for our instructional. Royce Hawley will show you the footwork on the cutoff. Ron Gardenhire all next on Twins Live.